Talk about buying HUD foreclosures. A lot of people contact me looking for foreclosures right now in this market in DFW, Dallas Fort Worth. Not many out there. There's really none in the immediate area. They're outside the 5 major counties. There's some in southern and central Texas, but I want to talk about it because at some point we will see HUD foreclosures come back. Don't know when. Don't ever like to see that, but let's talk about the process of buying HUD foreclosures and who can buy them. So a HUD foreclosure is a home that's been foreclosed on by FHA, the Federal Housing Administration. The buyer got an FHA loan, they weren't able to pay, they quit paying, they were foreclosed on. Now what about the condition of these homes? Many times they're very trashed. Sometimes they're not. Sometimes someone just gets in a bad spot. They lose their job. They can't maintain it. So you'll find homes in various conditions. And when a HUD property goes on the market, they give you what's called a PCR property condition report, it's not really an inspection. They send someone out to do a quasi inspection to see what things appeared to be working or not working. And if you're a first-time home buyer, potentially it's a really good deal, especially if you're in this category. Good neighbor next door, which is teacher, EMT, law enforcement. In targeted areas, you may be able to buy a home for 50% off the list price. I have some relatives that did. The wife was a teacher, the husband was a fireman. They were able to buy a home for 50% off the list price that was posted by HUD. So if you fit that category, now it's in targeted areas, so that means it's not going to be in the most popular area you want to buy. You have to own the home for at least 5 years if you're buying it with the Good Neighbor Next Door program, but it's a great option, great benefit for you if you're able to. That's one way to buy it. Or if you're just a regular owner occupant, you're looking to buy a HUD foreclosure, you may need minimal repairs, which you may be able to get an escrow holdback, which it varies from lender to lender, $1,500. A lot of times it's the limit in repairs that need to be made, sometimes up to $5,000, but I'm not a lender anymore, so if you do decide to look at one, definitely can talk about that. And also, can you purchase as an investor? Yes, you can. Now, there are 2 periods during which a HUD is sold. One is called the exclusive period, which is for buyers or owner occupants, government agencies, or nonprofits. So during that time, an investor cannot purchase. When it goes into the extended period, and I forget, that's somewhere between 50 and 30 days. It varies from property to property. The asset manager, it's one of those things, just look at on a per property basis. So as an investor, you can buy a HUD property, but only during the extended period. And you'd get it at the same price others would. You can purchase with cash, you can purchase with a loan. Now, you may be even able to purchase hard money. It used to be that you had to meet with the broker, sign everything in blue ink, and deliver a cashier's check to the broker and have them deliver it to HUD. Well, now it's all DocuSign. And I can't remember if they allow you to electronically transfer. Now you choose your title company. It used to be they had specified title companies. That is no longer the case. It hasn't been that way in quite a while. I can't remember exactly when it changed, but in the last 5 years or so, from what I recall. So, who can you contact to buy a HUD property? An agent that works for a HUD approved broker or a HUD approved broker directly, you can contact them. I happen to be a HUD approved broker, have been one since 2008. So you do have to use a HUD approved broker to make the offer, to get in and view the property, get inspections made. And speaking of inspections, if it's in the wintertime, it may have to be de-winterized, and you as the buyer will have to pay for that. and you're going to have to arrange to get utilities turned on if it's winterized. So that's an additional cost you may have with the HUD foreclosure. There may be foundation work that has to be done. There's what's called a 203K rehab loan, which you may need, and I did mention escrow holdbacks. Very rarely do I find a HUD foreclosure that fits that escrow holdback where you don't have to do the full up rehab. And speaking of that, a lot of people ask me, can I use relatives to do that? No. They cannot be family members. You cannot be related to the people doing the construction. And if they're in a licensed profession, which in Texas, that's electrician and plumber, roofing's not licensed, nor is carpentry. But again, the people doing the work cannot be related to you. So that right there kind of sums up who can buy a HUD foreclosure. Sometimes the deals are really good. Sometimes they're okay. But it may be a great deal for you, especially if you're an investor or you buy in that extended period. The homes that go into the extended period usually need lots of work. So as an owner-occupant, if you're ready to get a 203K loan, it's more expensive, rates are higher, but it's a good opportunity to maybe buy a home, and you can do lots of things to it. Again, I'm not a lender anymore. I used to be one, but there's some limits. Things have to appraise. But right now, appraisals tend not to be as big an issue as they used to be because the market's risen so much. We're in high interest rate territory, so things aren't selling as fast. So it may be a really good opportunity. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. All my information is at the end of this video. Talk to you soon.